Many have suggested that maybe I should start a video log based on everything that's been going on in my life. I often ask myself, is my life even that interesting? But it seems as if for the past few years, having to deal with the divorce, that it has taken an interesting twist where nobody can actually believe how my life is going. And with that, it has sparked interest. I'm not a remarkable individual. I have not done anything great. I've only strived to be a good father, a provider, and do the things that my parents tried to instill in me, which was grow up, work for the things that you want, and be a good man. Treat people with respect and honesty, and expect the same in return. It doesn't seem as if all of that exists in our society very much anymore. Our society is filled with people who want to only see how much they can get out of you without having to do the work themselves. They only figure out how best to scheme and rape and pillage instead of going to work and doing the things necessary for them to reach their own goals. No, they want to reach their goals on the strength of your back and the sweat of your brow, and then they want to perpetrate as if they've done many great things in their lives. As I'm going through my divorce, I can't help but say that people aren't entirely to blame. Their parents may have raised them right, but they have found an easier way because of our court system, our judicial system. A lot of people focus on the criminal aspects of our judicial system, but when you really look at the civil portion of it, especially dealing with family law, it's extremely biased, and it's crazy. There's no process, there's no due process when it comes to the family court system because of way that people are able to manipulate it, the way the lawyers have perverted it, the way that they allow mothers to use children to commit things against the father for the purposes of attaining money out of the father. Child support is not set up just for an automatic situation. That was not the purpose of child support. Child support was set up for people that were deadbeats, that don't want to take care of their kids. But it has somehow come into a play where, because you are the one that's doing for your kids, that's a liability. My thought process was, if I'm doing well, then I can take care of my responsibilities. If mom is doing well, she can take care of her responsibilities. And if the two of us are doing well, together or apart, that the children ultimately benefit from both parents working and taking care of their responsibilities. But the way our court system works, you do well, but that only serves a purpose for income redistribution later when it comes to mom wanting to take the kids, because mom wants to take the kids only for the kids. For money. She don't want to take the kids because she loves them so much and she wants to take care of them and all. Because if that were the case, she would be out trying to provide just the same way as dads. Now, this is not me woman hating, because I have a very strong example of what a woman should be like in my mother and my stepmother. My stepmom has worked for 42 years. When my dad didn't have a job, when he was having issues with his company and he couldn't, my stepmom took care of the family. That's a woman. That's a strong woman. She didn't need a man to define her or a man to provide. She did it herself because she's a woman and she knew that she had to take care of her responsibilities. You don't see that in women nowadays. Oh, it's there to perpetuate, only so that way they can say, oh, I'm a good mom, I'm mom of the year, and this and the other. And then when you pull back the veil, they're hollow. They have nothing. They have done nothing. They try to only accumulate what they see on TV. Watching reality TV shows like Housewives of Atlanta, Basketball Wives, R&B Wives, Marriage Boot Camp, where these guys are actually working and these women are sitting at home. They say they got their own money, but how they get their own money? They never say that. They never talk about how they got their own money. They got their own money by other means. Not all of them. Not all of them. This is not women bashing. This is just stating the facts. This is as I've observed. I see women go to work every day. On my job, away from my job. They go to work every day. And I take my hat off to them women that go to work every day for their kids. But still there are others that sit on their ass and don't do a damn thing because they say, he's got it. He's going to take care of it. He's going to take care of me. Child support is not supposed to be for the purposes of taking care of her. It's called child support for a reason. And child support is not supposed to be set to where she decides she wants a brand new car and a big ass house and apartment and clothes and shoes and shit. And you're supposed to take care of that because she's not supposed to spend any of her money on the children. Let me break it down economically so some people just can understand. This is not woman bashing. This is not woman bashing. I have a good woman in my life right now who goes to work every day, who I have seen this system work against her. This is not woman bashing. This is about our judicial system. This is about the courts. You want to make America great again? Start with making people get off their ass and go to work instead of sitting at wherever they at, perpetrating like they going to work, doing whatever they need to do, all the while taking money from someone else. Not spending it on the children, not supporting the children, still calling and say, hey, can you give me another $100? The kids need this, the kids need that. You got child support. That's what that money's for. That money is there. You don't have to call me and ask me for any money no more. You got it. It's coming directly out the check. It's direct deposited. Hell, they get their money before Uncle Sam get their money. Hey, you ain't got to call me for nothing no more. Don't call me about that. Don't call me for no money. You got it already. Stop lying to the kids. Your daddy don't want to help. Your daddy doing this. Or men do the same thing. Your mama ain't shit. Your mama ain't this. No. The person that's getting the support ain't shit. That's why they need support. Because they ain't shit. They weren't about shit. They ain't gonna be about shit. It's all a front. It's all a front. And it's not until it's too late and the kids grow up that they finally start to see things that they realize that the person that was there every day really wasn't about shit. Yeah, they all about you. Because you they paycheck. You they job. They ain't working for you. They working. How do I put it? They're your babysitter. They are your living babysitter. There's no other way to put it. Because a parent goes out and provides. They do what they go and get resources to bring home to their children. Going after the other parent because the parent is working and has already been taking care of the kids for a decade or 14 years or 20 years or however long you've been with that person, doesn't mean that you're going out and getting resources. It just means that you're trying to rape and pillage the person that's been providing for the children. Now, how come To me, it just seems like it makes a lot of sense that if you go to court and you say, I want a divorce because this person ain't shit. They have cost me almost everything, and I can no longer live like this. I want to protect my children as I've been trying to do so for the past 10 years. 5 years. Now, my divorce, my marriage wasn't for 10 years. My marriage is only 2 years. And then unfortunate sequence of events happened, and Mr. Nice Guy decided, you know what, I'll just wait and let me help you get on your feet and everything. I don't want to be in this anymore, but I don't want us to be enemies, because we didn't start off as enemies, and the children don't benefit from having two enemies trying to raise them. So it seems to me as if the court should say, well, Mr. and Mrs. Doe, look like you've been on the job for 10 years, Mr. Doe. Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. And you've been providing for the children? Yes, sir. What has mom been doing? Oh, working jobs here and there. She's had good jobs, but for some reason, she don't keep them. What about now? Oh, she's working. Oh, what is she doing? Working well below her capacity. She has the ability to make $50,000 a year, but she decides that she wants to work minimum wage, which is about $22,000 a year. Well, how much do you make? Well, I had to take care of my family, so I make $100. Last year, I worked a lot of overtime, so I make $145. I had a lot of expenses to go with that. I spent maybe $30,000 trying to make that money. Uncle Sam took a third of it. But I had to do it because my kids needed things. They had to go to the doctor, and I had to pay the doctor bill. They had to go to the dentist, I had to pay the dentist bill. They went to school, they needed school supplies. And their children, they still need activities, so I paid for their activities. And then they're still children, so they need clothes, they need things. So I worked because my partner didn't help. As it works now, the court says, oh, okay, you're not working to... You know, that doesn't matter. Can you prove that she can work to her capacity? Well, yeah. She has 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears. As far as I know, she's not lacking in any mental capacity. No, I mean, do you have a job for her to go to? Oh, no. Well, then how do you know she can go to work? Because she went to work and she did these things. And oh, by the way, I paid for her education so that way she can go to work and help out with the family. But you don't have a job for her to go to right now. Well, how come you're not making as much money? Well, because I'm not going to work 80 hours a week. I shouldn't have to. Me working 80 hours a week actually ran me into the ground. I had a heart attack. I have anxiety, lots of stress. And it was taken away from my ability to be the kind of parent I wanted to be to my children. Oh, but you still went to work. Well, I had to. She wasn't going to help with any of the bills. Huh. So how come you just don't give her half your paycheck? If I give her half the paycheck, then I won't be able to make mortgage. I won't be able to take care of the kids like I've been taking care of. Oh, that's okay, because then she'll have to take care of them. How is she having to take care of the kids if she's not going to work for the kids? That's you going to work for the kids and taking care of the kids and giving her the money for her to take care of herself, because she's not taking care of the kids. In my opinion, it looks as if maybe child support should work like this. You're going to work and you're not. You're supporting the kids, you're not. 50-50 custody. Take your butt to work. Match his income. If not, we will take custody from you based on how much you are trying to work for your children. Now, everybody can't go get $100,000 job. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is you can do better than minimum wage. Hell, McDonald's they pay assistant managers $40,000. That's $20 an hour. All these people complain about $15 an hour jobs, and all they have to do is put forth just a little bit of effort. Do you know that the person that sits in the corner of the McDonald's drive-thru makes $15 an hour? They make $15 an hour in drive-thru. Thank you for coming to McDonald's. May I take your order? $15 an hour. When I was working at McDonald's, it was $4.25. Didn't matter what you was doing. Then you got a quarter raise every quarter. It's like after a year there, you get $1. $4.25. You know what that did for me? That made me want to get up off my ass and go do something better. Hell, it made me want to be like Calvin. Remember those Calvin commercials? Oh, look at Calvin. Now Calvin, he just got a job at McDonald's. He's working for it. A year later, Calvin's assistant manager. A couple of years later, Calvin is now the store manager. A few years after that, Calvin went to Hamburger U. Calvin is doing this. Calvin. Remember Calvin? Calvin worked his way from sweeping up trash at McDonald's to becoming regional manager in like 10 years or something like that. You know how much a regional manager makes at McDonald's? They make a lot of money. They send you to Hamburger. You take that money, you go to school. Go to regular school. You know what I mean? Go to night school. Go to college. Stop trying to settle for minimum wage. Stop trying to beat the system at not working. The system needs to change and stop making people's jobs a liability. You're a lawyer and this person decides they don't want to be a lawyer. Don't penalize the person that wanted to take the effort and energy to go to college and make the money that was necessary for him to live the way that he or she wanted to live. Don't penalize them for that. Penalize the person that ain't doing shit. Make them get up off their butt and go work for something. Or say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry, kids. The disparity in income is justified. It's justifiable. Your mama wanted to work. Your mama went to school. Your mama wanted to become a doctor. I'm not going to take money because she wanted to become a doctor and your daddy didn't want to do a damn thing except sit around the house and work part-time delivering paper. Stop taking money from parents that are actually doing for their kids. Now, if mama's an attorney and she ain't got time for the kids and she ain't doing for the kids and she ain't paying for the kids, then by all means, do your child support thing. Fine. But if mama's working and she's coming home and being mama, stop taking money from her. If dad is working and he's coming home to try to be dad to his kids, stop taking money from him, because that is what is driving our economy down. People that go to work to do better, to get things that they want out of life, and the courts taken from them, drives down the economy. We're all talking about what makes things better. Makes the kids' lives better. Not destroying the economy of their parents. That makes the kids' lives better right there. My daughter is 11 years old. Okay, my son, he's 14. My oldest daughter is 14. But I'm going to go on my baby girl. Okay? Because she's in the house. My 14-year-old, she lives with her mom. That's a whole nother conversation. I'll do a whole nother log about that one. My baby girl is 11. Straight A student. Hell of an athlete. She's 11 years old. She's 5'2", 130 pounds solid. She's built like Serena Williams. She's very talented and smart. First and foremost, she gets straight A's. First and foremost. I'm not going to diminish that fact or minimize the fact that she gets straight A's. So let's just go on the fact that she could possibly get an academic scholarship somewhere. Maybe not. Just because you get straight A's doesn't mean you're going to get a scholarship. So as a parent, my job is to take that child who is showing that she has not only the capacity to learn, but the will. Further her education so that way it does not hinder her later in life. Now, as a responsible parent, I should be saving this money for my daughter to go to school. And that money was tied up in a home. So that way I can draw from the equity in the home and use it as a savings account to pay for my kids' education. Because of the court system now, and my ex-wife, I no longer have the home because they have raped and pillaged and plundered my paycheck, bank account, which prevented me from being able to continue to pay for the home. Studies have shown that the middle class equity is tied up in their home. So now the very thing that kept me into the middle class, which will allow me to propel my kids into middle class without really having to go through the struggles that I went through, is now being raped and pillaged, not by the ex-wife, but by the attorneys. Because now I can't afford to pay for the home. So now I have to sell the home. But when I sell the home, all that money goes to paying for the attorney fees. $40,000. 40 grand in attorney fees. 40 grand. California state education system, about $10,000 a year. That was 4 years. 4-year degree right there that I don't have to pay for my daughter no more. So in the next 5 to 6 years, either I gotta struggle because mom ain't gonna do it. She's taking the money, but she ain't gonna put nothing aside for the kids. So now I gotta continue to try to figure out how to continue to be a responsible parent. Or when my child is 18 and she says, "Daddy, I need money for school." I'm sorry, baby, I ain't got it. You got to figure it out. Student loans. Hopefully you can get your scholarship. Hey, aren't you still good at soccer and basketball? Hope maybe you can land one of those gigs. Sorry, that's poor planning. We can't plan for the lottery. We have to plan for reality. And the reality is that children are just left cold by the system. That's all it is. Trump, I'm not voting for him. Sorry. I'm independent. I'm not Democratic. I'm Democratic minded. I am a conservative liberal. I'm a liberal conservative. I'm middle of the road. If it makes sense, let's do it. To Hillary, giving people a free ride is not going to help. Now, I agree with higher education. Maybe if we want to be competitive in the global market, maybe we should be helping people with their college tuitions. Okay, I shouldn't say you should go to a college of your choosing, but hey, maybe community college should be free, so you can get your AA. I mean, after all, it's a community college, and community colleges are supposed to be in place to help the community. Okay, state-run colleges, maybe half the tuition, maybe half. Private universities, USC, Stanford, things of that nature. You want to go to USC and Stanford? Damn it, you fork the bill. Okay, make mama and daddy fork that bill. I'm not paying for that. Sorry. California State Educational System, the CSU Fresno, okay, CSU LA, CSU Long Beach, you name it. Okay, all the different Cal State universities or Nevada State University, Arizona State Universities, all these different state universities, UCs, okay, pay for half of the UCs. University of Cali, UNLV, University of Arizona, pay for, those are state funded run institutions. Okay, that's cool. Okay, but Harvard, I'm not gonna pay for somebody's Harvard degree so they can go fuck me over in Wall Street. No. Kind of went off base, but no, sorry. Nobody ever attained anything in life because they didn't need to. Nobody went and got a degree because they didn't need a degree. Nobody went to work because they didn't have to go to work. You have to go to work in order to survive in society. In order to go get the job that you want, you have to get an education.
If you don't go get that education, if you don't get that job, you're just going to be SOL. You're going to be sweeping. Not even a janitor at a school. Janitors at school need education, and they get paid pretty well. So you're going to be sitting at McDonald's complaining about making $10 an hour for the rest of your life because you choose not to do anything better. So, no. Stop that. And into Trump. Make America great again. That's stupid. Making America great again has nothing to do with assigning a more conservative Supreme Court justices. Okay, making America great again does not mean that let's pull all these different social services, and it doesn't mean that. Social services are supposed to be a step up, not a handout. Leave them in place. Just enforce them for what their purposes and intention was. Child support was not intended to support a person. It was intended to support the child. Fix the court system for that. Child support should go towards the children. Easy fix to me will be get an itemized statement on what the supported parent is spending the money on. And if it's not directly associated with the children, pull that child support or assign 100% custody to the person that is providing 100% of the support. That would probably make America great again. Because now I have the ability to continue to feed the economy. I'm not living off the system. I'm going to work for mine. The person that usually is being supported typically is living off the system. While they're getting money from the person that is going to work, they're also drawing services from the system. Talk about a dumb whammy. Instead of making them get off their butts, take the person that's self-supporting, that's taking their self to work every day, to let them continue to take care of their children as they see fit, because that helps the economy grow. That also draws down a lot of the anger and anxiety that our society exhibits. Cuts down on child poverty right there, because a parent is working, the parent is trying, they're trying to make it happen. They're trying to do everything they can for their responsibilities, and their responsibilities are their children. Seemed like a simple fix. I don't know. You know what? I've touched on so many things right now. It's crazy. I've never done this before. I probably don't know if I'll do it again in a while, but I mean, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think.